Hey guys, Chris with Welding here. One thing I wanted to let you know was I just recorded a video that I was going to post tomorrow, but I've decided to do it today. The reality is, it's tough living out on the road. You get calls from these people, from those people wanting you to come to work. For some reason, they're full, they're not full. Expenses on the road. There's a lot of different things happening. So the video that I say in the video is going to post on Thursday is actually posting Thursday, which is today. Hope y'all have a good one, and I'm going to keep the videos coming to you just for the simple fact that everybody needs to know what to expect before they leave town to head out on the road to make money. Y'all have a blessed day. All right, everybody. Chris with Welding here. Man, I'm still out in Colorado. First off, I want to thank everybody for watching, okay? This is going to be a quick video. Try to stay tuned. I'm not going to ramble on. That's what I like to do. We're going to cover a couple things in this video. One, I've been on a 16-inch and a 10-inch job for a company. Never worked for them before. Hired in last Monday. I think things are going to go fine other than we're about done. So I talked to the welder boss. I'm thinking, don't know the guy, but he seems a real good guy, I think Saturday is my last day, unless something happens. It might even be sooner. I hope not, but it might be. Now, with that being said, I knew this was a quick job. I already knew that. They had called my old weld boss, and he said, hey, do you guys have anybody there, since they've already got papers to weld here, same gas company. And of course, my old boss, Skylar, said, absolutely. Chris Bratcher, you've done us a good job, blah, 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 whatever. Anyway, Jeff ended up calling me, and here we are working. So, Saturday be my last day. So, now that we've got that covered, for anybody that wasn't up to speed on what's happening, I want to say this. For you guys that have been following me for a while, asking questions about union versus non-union, contract versus split check. And for those of you that don't know, a split check is when the company hires you on W-2. They hold taxes out. You get time and a half on your hourly wage. And that's that. That's a split check. Contract work is when they pay me one amount of money for however many hours I work. And I got to buy my welding rods, my grinding discs, my buffing wheels, pretty much everything. I got to have a few beveling machines, 12-inch down to 2-inch usually. A 4, a 8, and a 12 is what they like you to have. Some places don't require 12, but most. I mean, if you're a contract, basically you're your own contract, you got to have tools, which I need to buy some beveling machines. If anybody knows, I'd gladly buy some. But, used ones. I don't want new ones. Also, that's the difference between a split check and contract work. Now, with that being said, I made a call today to a place up in Wyoming. They've got some Williams work up there. He said he'll know by noon tonight or in the morning. I told him I'll call him around lunchtime tomorrow. They're paying $110 an hour. That's just what they start everybody at that they don't know. He said he does have some guys making $130. So, now you buy your own welding rods, that. Boxes of rods are $250 $250. You're up there on some big bore pipe, 20, 30-inch heavy wall, you're burning some rods. Now, I don't know what the job is. It's compressor stations and pump stations, things like that, a little fabrication. I'm not opposed to it. The good part about that is this Miller, I will say, has got me some great fuel mileage. I put 6.5 gallons in this thing, and I welded for 2.5 days. I actually chanced it to run 3 days, so I filled it up Sunday. I welded Monday, Tuesday, and all day today, and I was so scared I was going to run out. The gauge was touching the E. I did not run out. I don't know how much is in it, but in the morning when I fuel up, we're going to find out. I will let you know. So this Miller, it's a 304. It's an older machine, but it's only got less than 3,100 hours on it, 3,000 and something. And so far, I enjoy it. I'm impressed. I got to put my window down. Hold on, it's hot. Actually, I'll just start the AC. Oh, that'd be better. Anyway, hope that ain't too noisy. So, that Miller 304, it's been good on fuel mileage, man. It'll go 3 days, and I'm welding. It's not revved up into high idle. You know, them things will idle down and whatever unless you're grinding. But so I made it 3 days. I don't think I'll chance that again because I was nervous since lunch. I mean, that needle was down over there. So in the comments, if anybody has a 304, let me know how good they are. Like, how accurate is that fuel gauge? So you might let me know. Okay, so with that being said, I'm up here. I'm almost certain I can make it through Saturday, and then I'll be looking for a place to go. I did get some information about an old company I used to work for. Can't tell you who. Picked up some pump stations. One over here by Greeley, or by the airport in Denver, somewhere over here by Bennett or Byers, somewhere Colorado, and another one over by Scott City is what I was told. You know, I don't know that I'd go back to Joe Max. They're a good company. I didn't say that. They're a good company, but sometimes you work someplace long enough that it's time for a change. And even though I was in the wrong when I left, I will say that, it was just time for that change. And so split ways with them 1 year ago. Last week would have been 1 year ago. And things have been good. So not that I would never go back. There's a lot of good people there, just like there is anywhere. So I'm not opposed to going back. Getting chilly now. I'm not opposed to going back there. But if they call, we'll cross that bridge then. So I'm looking for a place to go. The union has not called me back yet. It did say that my application's pending, under review, and they'll reach out. That could take, I don't even know how long, honestly. I just don't know. So that's good to know. The other thing I wanted to talk about is, well, frankly, I've been wanting to do a short video on like your welding leads. The price of copper has, scrap copper right now is $4 a pound. It's astronomical. So new welding cables 4 months ago when we checked was about 1,000 to 1,400 for 1/0, the big stuff, ultra flex, the good welding cable. Depending on where you got it, 1,000 to 1,400 for 250 foot. That's crazy. I remember back when I first started, it was $750, for 250 foot. So it's almost doubled. Not quite, about a 80% increase. So anyway, my welding leads, my stinger had started getting hot. And I'll just show you, actually. Let's turn this off. Let's get out. We'll just do this here. Grab my water. So, what I was going to say is that my welding leads started getting hot. Well, what happened on this is, so this is my stinger side. What happens is, you can see that this gets, I black taped this up, but you can see that this has been hot and it broke the orange coating. And, I'm pretty good on my stingers. I can make them last a lot longer than most. And, but with that said, these start getting hot and they're hard to hold on to. Now, and this is the ground. It's been on here way longer. You can see this thing's been through the mills, but it's the ground. It's not a big deal. The spring will get a little loose. But anyway, I can make my stinger, that sort of thing, last quite a while. It's definitely not something that I've got to replace all the time. It's really not. Some of my biggest things here is, I'll show you my trucks. Some of my best things. This is just kind of some insight. This what's getting me through the days, this speaker. Yep, it's dead right now. But I'll tell you what, this thing is, it's $80 or something at Walmart. It's that own brand. Man, you don't have anybody to talk to, you're in a bind. I got to have something going in here all day. And music just really helps me to do that. So now, if you guys watch my other videos, you'll know that I decided to motel it. So of course that's where I'm at. But let's just prop this here. It'll be a lot better. So in my other videos, we decided to motel it because of campground's $1,100 a month here. It was only a couple weeks. So it ended up costing, if I get laid off Saturday, I paid $1,400 motel. Now, that, you're right, would have been cheaper to bring the camper. But we have to figure I'm 300 and some miles, 400 miles from home. I got 14 miles to the gallon coming here. And if I'd have brought that camper, I'd have got 6 to 7. So I honestly think this was the best decision. It probably merged out pretty close to, honestly, about the same amount of money fuel-wise and with staying. 11, 12, 30, 40. Yeah, $300. It would have probably been a wash, but I didn't have to worry about setting my camper up. My room's clean. They don't include breakfast here, but I think I'll snag it tomorrow. They wanted 10 extra bucks a day if you wanted breakfast. Now, that's not a bad thing. But man, I'm already paying $100 a night. That's after tax. It was $6.99 for the week. That's a lot of money. You know, that really adds up. That's cutting into the old check. So, just to recap, grateful for everybody watching. I'm blessed beyond measure, in case anybody wonders. I know and maybe it sounds like I'm complaining to some people, but to other people, they understand that, you know, these are things you really have to think about. You have to think things through. And so that's just what I'm doing here verbally. So, my goal with this channel is to inform people that are wanting to get out on the road. Maybe they're wanting to be a helper. Maybe they're wanting to be a welder. Maybe they're just wanting to be an operator. It doesn't even matter. Labor doesn't even matter. But if you're wanting to hit the road and travel, you got to be aware of your expenses. You have to be aware of, you know, your surroundings. Is my truck safe? Are my welding cables going to be here when I come out in the morning? Those are things that, you know, we welders think about. Most people from West Texas, they don't leave nothing on the back of their truck at night because they come out tomorrow, it'll be gone. Maybe not every night, but I've seen it. Job one time, 12 welders, 8 of them at the campground come out. The campground, where you think it's safe, they come out, silent ninjas in the night. They got away with 1,000 foot of welding cables from a bunch of welders. 200 foot of welder, 2,000 feet of leads. Did they scrap them? Were they druggies? Did they just, I mean, what? Did they need to feed their kids? We don't know, but they were gone. So, with that being said, you got to be aware of your surroundings. You know, I you know, struggled with a lot of stuff back in the day and been blessed to get through that. But, you know, you got to figure, what am I going to put myself in front of? Am I going down south by the border to where, you know, things are a lot accessible? Like, you got to think about this. Am I going up to Alaska where, you know, 70 below zero, people don't even care? Like, it's pretty safe there, you know, as far as extracurricular activities in the night, you know, like, those are things I've always thought of. I want to be in a place to where I don't have to worry about my truck when I'm up sleeping. And I got to admit, I've been fortunate, man. I really have. I don't think I've had anything get stolen off the back of the truck. Now, maybe it did, and I just didn't even realize I'd left it out there. I don't know. But, yeah, I don't know. But regardless, been pretty fortunate in that aspect. So, I told you I wasn't going to ramble on, and I'm not. I'm going to post this video, and I'm going to post this, so you guys will be seeing this video on Thursday. Yeah, Thursday evening. No, I might just post it today. Today's Wednesday. No. I'm going to post it tomorrow. Or you see it on Thursday. And then that way, I'll be laid off Saturday. I'm going to get home, and me and Mama going to get back to the video. And I'm going to, if I can get some thumbs ups, if I can get some comments, let me know down in the comments. Here's the deal about the comments on YouTube. It really helps your, they say it's an algorithm, whatever that means. I don't even know. But they say that when people comment and like your stuff, it helps more people to see it. I don't know if that's true or not, but I'll be honest. My goal is to help people that need help. My goal is to help helpers break out. I was talking to my fiance last night. I said, I really want to do something with this YouTube channel. And to be honest, if I get 10,000 subscribers, I think I want to invite 10 or 20 helpers to my house that have trucks. And I want to get them to where they can pass their first test. I know 4 One Oak inspectors that have already said, they live right there by me. I can't say names, obviously. They said, Chris, if you really want to do something like that, all 4 of us will be there. We can walk these young bucks through a 12-inch butt weld. The branch, they're going to have to take their time. They're going to have to practice. Everybody that knows the industry knows that. But, and my fiance, she's like, Chris, let's do it. She's like, man, let's go. Like, with the comments people put about that they feel like I could be a teacher or whatever, there's just so much stuff that I appreciate. I don't see that in myself. I see that I like to ramble. That's what I see. But other people are saying, they appreciate it and the advice and the way I explain things while I'm doing it. So that means a lot to me. I appreciate that. And that's driving me to do more of this YouTube stuff to hopefully help these young guys out that are just getting started. So I'll tell you what, you guys like and share this. Let's jam this up to 10,000 subscribers. I think I'm at 2,400 and something. We're 25% there. I'll invite 10 people over to the house. I don't know how we'll select them. We'll figure something out. But when you leave my place on that weekend, you're going to be able to pass a 12-inch butt weld at most gas companies. Now, they require a branch too. And if some of you want to learn that, we'll talk about that, I guess, at a later point. But I appreciate everybody watching. Remember, you put the Lord first, and for some reason it just always seems to work out. God bless, and y'all have a wonderful evening. We'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching.